One of my favorite sayings, and this is just something that I think goes across literally everything that you would need to kind of contemplate. Maya Angelou, she's one of my favorite, but she said, "You do your best with what you know until you know better. And then you be better." That's what I try to do as I'm learning and growing and learning things about myself, about other people, about the way the world works, about the way I work. As I learn it, I apply it. And I think that that's something that some people forget, that the energy and the knowledge that you're absorbing, you don't just hold on to it. You're supposed to do something with it. So I absorb it and I try to change, I'll catch myself saying or doing something that I'm like, I could rephrase that better. I could make other people feel more comfortable by saying that in a different way. And I think if we could all just do that a little more, we'd have some more peace in our own minds and hearts and other people's minds and hearts. I feel more peaceful and more joy because I'm able to just take what I've learned and know that I'm applying it. And I know I'm doing my best every day. It doesn't mean that it is the best, but I'm doing my best. And that's really all any of us can do.
A couple years ago, René Laws lost 200 pounds, stopped drinking, and really addressed her mental health. It all came together in such a way that she powerfully reclaimed her life. What would you say to other people who aren't sure what to be doing with themselves or who need a nudge? This is all about getting to this point in our lives and, making sure we're really living our lives. What kind of advice do you have?
I would convince myself that I was happy because I'm an optimist. I think what people really need to do is sit back and think, are you really happy? Or do you feel like you need to tell other people how happy you are? When you have a conversation with people, are you holding back? Are you not telling your whole truth? Or are you not asking them questions that you really want to know the answers to, but you don't feel like, they would be willing to answer them? In my opinion, if you can't be vulnerable with someone else, you can't expect them to be vulnerable with you. But if you're willing to be the first one, you'd be surprised at how open people are right back. And I think we don't have enough conversations like that. So I would say if you're not having those kinds of conversations with your friends and family, why not? And if you don't feel comfortable having those conversations, then you need to decide, is it because of me or is it because of them? Because ultimately, it's because of you. And you probably need to, like my cousin said, everybody needs a therapist. And if you have the means, or you can get a referral from your doctor, or if you're affiliated with military in any way, Military One Source can give you I believe it is 6 free telehealth appointments with a therapist. If you can't sit with yourself in a room and not engage in getting on the phone or getting on the, watching TV or listening to music, if you can't sit silently with yourself and your thoughts for more than 5 minutes, you probably need to go to therapy. Because if you're looking for distractions or you're looking for something else, it's because you're not comfortable with something that you've got going on inside your head and you can't have those. I felt like my communication with other people was stifled because of the fears that I had. So my first indicator was when I started going to therapy, when I was having conversations with my friends, I was having a whole different conversations. I wasn't asking them about the weather and what grades did your kids get. I was saying things like, how are you feeling? What's one thing that you've always wanted to do that you haven't been able to do yet? And why haven't you done it? I really wanted to get to know people on a different level once I felt comfortable with myself at that level. Before that, I felt like a lot of my friendships were just superficial. We just talked about BS and we talked about other people. I don't do that anymore. I don't listen about other people. I don't talk about other people. That's none of my business. That's none of my business. I don't care. And people come to me and say, "Oh, you should hear." And I no, stop right there. If they haven't come and told me themselves, it's none of my business. It almost sounds ridiculous. I see the whole world in a whole different way. When people act and react, I don't say, "Oh, whatever" anymore. I say, "Wow, I wonder what they have going on. I hope they're okay." I don't blame anybody for anything because I know they can't help it. They are doing their best. We're all doing our best. I don't get upset. I don't take stuff personally. Oh my gosh, I used to take everything personally. Somebody would say something and I'd be like, "Oh my God, did they mean me?" I would just immediately feel like, something or an affront. And I'd be like, now I'm just like, whatever they're saying, it has more to do with them than it has to do with me. And it is so great to be able to walk around and let everyone else's BS just wash off of you. It's just so great. if I need to worry about it, I will. But most of the time, if you really think about it, you don't need to worry about it. It's other people's business. People say all the time, not my circus, not my monkeys, but then they still run around, try to chase everyone's monkeys and set them down. You don't have to do that.
That's a great reminder. You must be excited about the rest of your life.
I really am. I really am. I took a picture and it's pinned to my Facebook post. So if you go back and look, the very top post, there's a before and there's an after. One of the before pictures is all me, like head to toe, so everyone can see that's what I look like. The other one is my face. I took a picture of myself looking directly into the camera on the day of my surgery. And let me tell you, it is not a pretty picture and it's not meant to be. So that if I ever had a moment where I forgot why I had sacrificed I thought of it as a sacrifice at the beginning. I thought I'm sacrificing all this food. I'm sacrificing. I don't get to do this sacrifice. What I realized is I wasn't sacrificing. I was doing what I needed to do. I have a high efficiency vehicle and I was feeding it the lowest form of gasoline. Now it only gets premium. So I'm not sacrificing. I have upgraded. I'm operating on a different level now. I'm just in a different place. And it feels really good. Let me go back to the picture. I took that picture so that if I ever had to doubt my mind about what I was sacrificing or what I'd given up or what I was having to do, that I could look her in the eye and know that René on that day was depending on every day after that René was going to keep the promise that she made that morning, that she was never going to go back where she was, never going to go back where I was. I look at that picture and I've looked at it a lot of times where I have just been mad about whatever, hunger or tired from the gym or frustrated because I, hit a plateau. That happened a couple times. What am I doing wrong? Just to recalculate your macros. That's all. I just had to recalculate my macros. But you reach levels where you just start to have some self-doubt. I would always look at that picture and I would know that I was making the right decision if I was doing what she needed me to do for the rest of my life. Now, I still have slices of pizza. I still have cupcakes. I just don't have 8 cupcakes or I don't have a cupcake a day for a month. I just, moderation.
You're not worried about alcohol and food at this point.
I am not. I can be around people that are drinking. I can hang out. I go to AA meetings every now and then. I'm not in Alcoholics Anonymous, but I have gone to the open meetings because every now and then I like to see that I'm not alone. Very much 100%.
Well, thank you so much. This has been wonderful talking to you. And to everybody else, thanks for watching Midlife Dialogues. I want to ask you to please like and subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications so you get an alert when there's a new video. And thank you very much, everybody, and see you next time.